Hola, I'm Alicia Navarrete, and this is your Week in Yucatan Today, presented by Yucatan Today and La Jornada Maya. Every week, we bring you Yucatan's local news in under 10 minutes. Only local news, featuring news you can use and a quick summary of recent events. This week, historic rainfall shatters a record that had stood in Merida since 1951. The city is expanding its Merida Limpia program in an effort to keep waste out of streets, drains, and wells. Experts say the city's rapid growth may be making flooding worse. Chichen Itza reopened after nearly 2 weeks of protests and negotiations. And a financial dispute could lead to a citywide shutdown of the Vaivén bus system. Let's get started. There was no escaping Merida's historic rainfall this past week. More than 400 millimeters of rain fell across the city, shattering a record that had stood since 1951. Mayor Cecilia Patron Laviada announced that the city has since identified several previously unmapped flooding hotspots. The flooding caused major disruptions for pedestrians, drivers, homeowners, and businesses across the city. To address the problem, the municipal Calle a Calle program has deployed more than 600 workers to clear storm drains and drainage grates. Mayor Patron also issued a warning that the city will enforce existing regulations and fine anyone who dumps garbage, soapy water, or cooking oils onto public roads, as these materials can obstruct drainage systems. Speaking of waste management, the Merida City Council announced the expansion of the Merida Limpia program with 15 new collection containers. The initiative focuses on the proper disposal of bulky items such as appliances, electronics, mattresses, and tires, which are often abandoned on public streets. According to the city, the Merida Limpia containers and the municipality's 14 megapuntos verdes have already kept more than 5,000 tons of waste off the streets. Officials plan to bring the program directly to neighborhoods and comisarias twice a year on fixed schedules, in an effort to curb illegal dumping and protect infrastructure during the rainy season. Blocked drains, however, are only part of the story. According to Dr. David Romero, a geographer at the Merida campus of the Autonomous National University of Mexico, UNAM, the flooding was also driven by the rapid expansion of paved surfaces throughout the city. While Yucatan's limestone terrain naturally absorbs water very efficiently, concrete and asphalt prevent rainfall from filtering into the ground and instead concentrate it in urban areas. Romero argues that Merida urgently needs an adaptation strategy that preserves trees, backyards, and other green spaces to improve natural drainage and reduce future flooding risks. Following a 13-day standoff, the Chichen Itza archaeological site has reopened after federal authorities, state officials, and local Maya artisans reached an agreement. The dispute centered on the new Catpi Visitor Center. Under the compromise, newer vendors will operate from the newly constructed Catpi commercial area, while roughly 600 traditional artisans will remain inside the archaeological zone, along the route connecting the new entrance to the sacred cenote. As part of the reorganization, the site's former entrance has now been permanently closed. Merida's public transportation system is facing a large-scale collapse as representatives from 14 companies operating 87 Vaivén routes warn they may only have 1 week of financial solvency remaining. The operators claim the Yucatan Transportation Agency, or ATI, owes them roughly 180 million pesos, a debt they say could eventually paralyze 550 buses and affect approximately 370,000 daily passengers. Transport leaders describe the payment delays as unprecedented since the creation of the Vaivén system. The ATI, meanwhile, says a recently approved congressional reform will restructure the payment model and has emphasized its intention to prevent any major disruption to service. Now let's take a look at some fun stuff to include in your plans for the following days. Join Merida's celebration of pride, identity, and freedom. The 24th annual Yucatan Sexual Diversity March takes place this Saturday, June 6th at 4 p.m. This colorful event fills Paseo de Montejo with music, community, and celebration, while also serving as an important platform for visibility, inclusion, and human rights. Spice up your weekends at the Plazoleta at Parque La Plancha, where free salsa classes take place every Friday and Saturday from 8 to 10 p.m. Open to all skill levels, these sessions are a fun way to learn new moves, get some exercise, and meet fellow dancers in one of Merida's most popular public spaces. On June 14th, Smells Like the 90s returns to Parque Patito for an afternoon of family-friendly live music. Sing along to hits from Nirvana, Green Day, The Offspring, and Metallica, while the kids enjoy the bouncy castle and relaxed atmosphere. The show begins at 5 p.m. Admission is free, though restaurant consumption is expected. As the band's final performance before a break lasting until January 2027, fans may want to catch this one while they can. And finally, Pride Month celebrations continue at the Merida English Library with Drag Bingo Night on Saturday, June 20th at 7 p.m. Hosted by fabulous drag queen Venus Galaxy, the evening combines bingo, entertainment, and community in a lively and welcoming atmosphere. Admission is 200 pesos, which includes your first bingo booklet. Find direct links to more details on these events in this episode's description, and check out yucatantoday.com for more activities happening in our state. Every Friday, La Jornada Maya publishes a feature on one of the many native species that share the Yucatan Peninsula with us. This week, get ready for a flash of electric blue. Meet the long-tailed blue butterfly, one of the jewels of Yucatan's tropical understory. Despite its tiny size, with a wingspan of just 25 to 30 millimeters, or about 1 inch, it is hard to miss. That brilliant metallic blue isn't actually a pigment. Instead, it comes from microscopic structures on the wings that reflect light, creating a dazzling, shimmering effect. But this butterfly is more than just beautiful. Its presence is often a sign of a healthy, balanced ecosystem. As both caterpillars and adults, these butterflies provide food for birds, reptiles, and other wildlife, making them an important part of the local food web. They also lay their eggs on specific native plants, making them a wonderful reminder of why planting local species in our parks and gardens helps support biodiversity right here in Yucatan. Read more about the long-tailed blue butterfly by visiting lajornadamaya.mx. You'll find a link in this episode's description. That's your week in Yucatan today, a weekly local news summary jointly produced by Yucatan Today and La Jornada Maya. We've been bringing you local updates every week, and now we want to make sure we're serving our community the best way possible. We are taking a 4-week production break to review our format, look at what stories you engaged with most, and upgrade our setup. We'll be away from the mic, but we need to hear from you to plan our next phase. Tell us what you want to hear by answering a short survey linked in the show notes. It will take less than 1 minute. Yucatan Today is your Yucatan companion guide. Find our travel, culture, and food content at yucatantoday.com. La Jornada Maya is a print and digital newspaper with the most relevant information from the Yucatan Peninsula, Mexico, and the world. I'm your host, Alicia Navarrete. Thank you for listening.